pretty unique compared to other disciplines. They usually want to see your approach to solving a problem. Standard interviews where they're getting to know you and um, seeing how much of a cultural fit are you and just kind of reciting your back. They want to see you actually solve a problem in real time at a lot of product management interviews. Um, so they look at things, they'll give you a problem to solve, and they'll not necessarily see if you can get the right answer, but they want to look at your or analyze your approach to the problem solving process. They want to see your attention to detail, your ability to consider many different scenarios, and they want to make sure that you're putting the customer first or the company goals first um, when making those decisions. So that they're definitely exercise based, where they'll give you some problems to solve. They could be behavioral questions. They could be making rough estimations. They could be some product design questions, and definitely some strategy questions. They'll ask about they'll ask questions where you can draw from past experience, like tell me about a time. But the thing with those is they can be rehearsed. So they will give you a real-time problem to solve. Like, tell me how you would improve the user interface on LinkedIn. Would be an example of you know, an average product management interview question. Or what is your favorite app? And tell me why. Tell me how you would increase adoption for this. So you through the steps of kind of the product management best practices on how you would approach one of those scenarios. Fortunately, product management is a very hot field right now, so there's a lot of material out there. First order of business is definitely look at cracking the PM interview. Um, that's a bestseller book by someone named Gail Lockman McDowell, and she also has some YouTube videos. I strongly suggest looking that up. Cracking the PM interview. Um, learn everything you can about the industry to which you want to be a product manager. Um, subscribe to blogs, as I said, and listen to podcasts. Um, a very good resource for sample interview product management questions are a website called www.thepminterview.com. And they have questions on, behavior questions, estimation questions, product design questions, strategy questions. I also am a big fan of Quora, Q&A site Quora. There's a lot of good PM questions there and good, PM user forums. There's a blog by a strategy writer named Ben Thompson called Stratechery. STTECHERY.com. A lot of good articles pertaining to the strategy and business side of technology. So, those are just a few. And of course, I have to plug the product school. Product school has a book called The Product Book. Definitely take a look at the product book when you get a chance. That is really a great handbook on everything about product management. Yeah, that question is a trap. And especially if you are talking about your favorite product, chances are you've thought about it a lot and you have some ideas and you just start blurting out some answers. But product managers, even though it may sound counterintuitive, um, we're not supposed to be biased about our products. Kind of like, people love the iPhone. They they never want to switch to a different phone, regardless of what else is out there. Well, managers can't think like that. Product managers have to be very data driven, very customer driven. So you would approach the answer to the question first. You would clarify things because it's a very high level and general question. So you would drill down to what aspect of the product are we talking about. You'd get clarifications on if it was a website, what section of the website. You'd ask questions about who the customer is to make sure you're understanding who the customer is. Is it the end user, or is it maybe an advertiser? Is it a B2B situation? Is it B2B, B2C? You would want to understand what geography we're talking about. Is it US only, or is it international? So they want to see if you're going to ask all those clarifying questions, because that's kind of data that a product management manager would need to make intelligent decisions. And then you would talk about your process of gathering data, whether it be qualitative data with customer interviews or quantitative data from, um, Google Analytics or some other data source. So
So,
you would step through the process very methodically and very objectively, instead of just giving your opinion right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I'll say I don't care what you're interviewing for, you definitely have to have some intelligent questions at the end. So make sure the questions, um, of course, have nothing to do about your own wants and needs, but are questions that show that you were listening throughout the interview. So, at the beginning of the interview, just to be polite, ask if the interviewer minds if I take notes. And make sure you're taking notes about something that you can ask a question about at the end, just to show that you were listening. um, Also, it's a good idea to ask a question where in the answer it gives you a final chance to brag about something that maybe you didn't get to touch on in the interview. So um, if you overcome a big challenge at a previous role that you want to talk about, or move the needle on some metric in a company, maybe ask a question that could set you up to talk about how you've done the same thing at another company. But that's generally the kind of model that you use for asking intelligent questions at the end of the interview. Something that shows off your knowledge about the company, or um, a great win that you had in your career, and something that shows that you were listening.